any normal human being in a stressful situation is going to release hormones, and it's going to have a physical reaction and a mental reaction. And I don't just differentiate between the physical and mental. I think the mind and the body are one system that work together. And you can have a thought right now, and that thought can be stressful, and you can have a tremendous release of physical hormones in your body that cause a surge in your blood pressure, increase your heart rate, increase your breathing, and actually shut down your immune system to some point. So it's a detrimental physical reaction. These stress hormones, particularly cortisol, which is one of the main stress hormones, is actually toxic to the important part of the brain called the hippocampus. And that is the part of the brain that actually shuts down the stress reaction. So as we get stimulated, our ability to calm down and to reset ourselves gets limited by the toxic effect of these chemicals. So it becomes a vicious cycle in that when we're stressed out, or we get stressed over and over again, we get better at releasing the stress hormones. You know, it becomes kind of the perpetual state that we live in. If we were walking around in a dangerous place where there were snakes all the time and we had to be at alert, ready to jump away from a snake, we would be ready to jump, which means that we would be in a stressed state. And as we got doing that more and more, it just become kind of the baseline default setting that we walk around in. And what we need to do in our lives is to relearn how to settle down, to relearn how to create our natural state, which is to be relaxed. And so what we have the opportunity here with this tool is to help us learn to reset ourselves, to calm down, and to get out of that stressful reaction. And as we do it more and more, that also builds now a positive cycle. So as we get excited about something, in a way we get scared about something, something in our lives can be, just the stress of thinking about a family member being sick or a dog or whatever it is, that as we recognize, first of all, that we become stressed out, and then we choose to relax ourselves, that it's just like any muscle that we use, we can become stronger and stronger with that. So the ability to settle down is something that through practice can be something that we become better at, and that's what this is a tool for, is to help us learn to settle down.
Because sometimes it's hard to just tell yourself to calm down, even though you may know it.
Right.
It may not be the easiest thing to do.
Right. As a matter of fact, telling yourself to not feel, that gets us into the mindfulness issue, is that what we teach in mindfulness-based stress reduction is in some ways might seem on the surface counterintuitive. We teach people to be actually more sensitive to their feelings, to be more open to their feelings, to turn towards their feelings. So if I were to get stressed out right now, if a noise scared me and I jumped, and I also released the chemicals, my heart started speeding up, my breathing, I'm getting ready to, do I run or do I fight this particular noise that scared me? As we recognize that, with mindfulness, we actually turn towards those feelings and feel our heart rate and feel what's going on in our body, feel the stress reaction. And that allows us to choose to respond to it in a positive way, to say, okay, now slow down my breathing, breathe into my belly, allow myself to start to settle down. So in mindfulness, we actually train ourselves to turn towards our feelings, to feel it more with even greater sensitivity, but without the reactivity. So we define this mindfulness as non-judgmental awareness. And so we allow ourselves to feel the sensations in our body, the heart beating, the breathing, the sense of the stress hormones going through the body, which we can actually feel. And we use that as information to tell us that it's time to settle down, that there's really no emergency here, and that we start using techniques such as breathing into the belly, and stay with the feelings, and we watch ourselves settle down. One of the things about the stress reaction is it takes a split second, literally, to get into a stress reaction, but it actually takes longer to get out of it. So particularly if we've been in a stress reaction for a long time, let's say for a soldier out in the field, he's been in a stress reaction, a stressful situation all day long. So if you're a soldier out in the field where you're in an unbelievable stress situation, you have to be completely alert, you have to have the ability to immediately respond to something. You don't know what's going to happen around the corner. And you're in this all day, and then you come back from patrol, and you have to, at that point, choose to settle down, that this is where the opportunity is to recover from that, so you don't have to carry it into the evening, you don't have to sleep in that state. You can get up the next morning much more refreshed and ready to go. Plus, you're training yourselves to literally come down from that state. And as you do more and more practice of that training, you actually become better at it. So this is where you see certain people who have the ability to handle stress, and yet they kind of maintain this stability of mind and body. And that's what we want to build towards, is ability to be more stable, and to, of course, any normal human being is going to get reactive, particularly if you're in the military and in a combat situation, that you're going to get stressed out. I don't think that can be prevented, but what you do with that and how you carry that into your life is critical. And this is what we want to build on. And this is a very important tool, I think, for the use in combat to be able to do that.
So as far as you being experienced with other means and modalities of potential stress relief, recognition, are there any other devices that you've seen that focus on the facial musculature? Yeah. Specifically referring to the ability of stimulating those muscles to create or invoke.
Right.
That
like I said, this is my field. I mean, this is what I work with. These muscles are what I treat all the time. And I haven't seen anything like this. I mean, we have instruments that are much more expensive, much more complicated, that do ultrasound and do all kinds of different muscle therapies, TENS therapy, things like that. But this is the only thing that I've seen that is, does a direct massage, does it simply and effectively. Like
and so the temple massager, you would say, you're comfortable in saying the temple massager is definitely a unique device for providing that potential stress relief.
Yes, I do. Well, the temple massager is a unique instrument or tool for massaging the sensitive muscles in the head area, and to keep the rest of the body relaxed as you're doing this, and to also offer you time in your life to direct your mind towards these muscles and to use the amazing qualities of your brain to heal and to soothe. And that's what we want, is to bring all this together for the opportunity for creating a deep, what Herb Benson at Harvard calls relaxation response. And that's what we want. That's what this tool does, is creates a very powerful, effective relaxation response.